that's a sight for sore eyes, isn't it? It's Monday, the start of a new week. Yesterday's announcement was about as clear as mud, wasn't it? Didn't really know what to take away from that. Presume we're still in lockdown, but it just felt like a very clever way of putting all of the responsibility on the British public rather than the government. So it now seems that if things go wrong or spiral out of control, it's our fault, not the government's fault. So it just seems like such a really like slack announcement, and I apologise if you disagree and think it was a good announcement, but I just think that wasn't quite the kind of like solid message that we needed. But other than that, I'm feeling good. But as we all know, Mondays do tend to lure me into like this false sense of positivity that can rapidly decline. But let's just roll with the punches. Let's just ride this roller coaster. Today I do have work things that need to be done. I've written myself a list, but it's not a list of things that I just want to achieve in like a, oh, it would be nice to achieve these things kind of way. I've written a list in the sense that these things have to be done, otherwise I will get in trouble. So yeah, I'm just going to work my way through those things and probably go out for either a run or a walk. Might just go for like a leisurely walk and put a podcast on, because I am trying to listen to podcasts again. I used to listen to podcasts quite a lot, but would never know when to listen to them, because I find it difficult to listen to them when I'm editing video, because obviously I need to hear the video. I find it difficult to listen to them when I'm sat still, because I tend to fall asleep. So I thought actually maybe either running or walking, it would be a perfect opportunity to listen to a podcast. Hello, I'm on a run and I just thought I'd stop to tell you all that it is glorious this morning, absolutely glorious weather, and to make this run even better, the cows are here, so get ready for some great cow footage. Why do I leave my headphones in every time? Animals are such a tonic, aren't they? Like, I think I stood there for about 15 minutes just kind of observing the cows, just watching what they're up to, following them as they kind of walked from one field to another. It felt oddly therapeutic and it was extremely peaceful. Do you know what isn't a tonic though? This. That's an ice pack, in case you were wondering what it was. Not back to square one. It's not as painful as it has been, but it's not good, and it's going to be a day of hobbling around, I reckon. So I'm icing it immediately, because I find that icing it as soon as I've got in does help. But once this is all sort of over, I do need to go to a physio, I think. Anyway, this is of no interest whatsoever. Today is Tuesday, and what can I say about today? The weather's glorious. I'm quite tired today, and that is because I stayed up until the early hours of the morning watching Gossip Girl. On Mondays, there's this programme on Netflix that Dean's been watching. I think it's about the Chicago Bulls, or maybe it's about Michael Jordan. I'm not sure. I know it's about like an NBA team and like the really big NBA players. So every Monday 2 episodes of that comes out, so he has been watching that. And there's quite a few programmes that I have wanted to watch on my own, like stuff that I just thought, you know what, I really want to binge that, just sat on my own. And when I was browsing Netflix the other day, I noticed that there is all 6 seasons of Gossip Girl on there, and I was like, this could be a good one. So I sat and watched 5 episodes back to back last night, starting from the pilot, and I am hooked. I forgot how, like, it's quite trashy, but man, it's got me hook, line and sinker. Like, I was properly invested in that. I did watch it. I watched it years ago when it kind of first came out, I think. I can't really remember anything that happens past season 2, I don't think. So I think I'm in for quite a roller coaster ride. And I assume there will be a few episodes watched today. I do have work to do. And while the weather's like this, I just want to get outside. Like, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go for a bike ride later, just to try and like strengthen my knee, because I have found that riding a bike has helped strengthen it. But I don't know. I also need to tidy that room, you know, the room that I didn't tidy last week. I've just washed my hair because I was on like day 3 of not washing my hair, which is quite long for me. And quite frankly, after that run, I could not revive it. So I am taking this opportunity to talk you through some hair bits, because even though I might not be thriving through lockdown, my hair certainly is. I feel like my hair has just grown so much over the past 2 months, and I think, to be honest, a lot of that is down to just not really using any heat on it, letting it dry more naturally than I usually do, not using any like hairspray or any kind of like really abrasive products on it. So that is a lot of it, but I do think that maybe some of the products I'm using are helping as well. Bear with me, I'll just get you the shampoo and conditioner I'm using actually. I've always been a massive Davines fan, and that's pretty much the only shampoo and conditioner brand or haircare brand that I've used on my hair for the past, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years in terms of washing it. But I used the new shampoo and conditioner, and it ran out literally like the week of lockdown. And Drunk Elephant very kindly sent me their new haircare range, and within there is they sent me a shampoo, oh that is quite blown out, and a conditioner. The shampoo is the Cleanse and Balance Glossing Shampoo, and the Moisturise and Repair Marula Cream Conditioner. It's hard to judge whether these are a good shampoo and conditioner because my hair hasn't changed since using them, and actually I think maybe that's a good thing. Like, I was quite happy with my Davines shampoo and conditioner, so for my hair to just continue feeling the same and to then not to be much of a change, I think that's quite good. So yeah, I'm pleased with these. I'm not going to be like, oh wow, my hair's changed, but I didn't need my hair to change, if that makes sense. So the fact that there is no change in my hair is a good sign that these are a good shampoo and conditioner. They also smell like marzipan, so you do smell like a Bakewell tart when you're in the shower, which is quite nice. I leave my hair wrapped in a towel for quite a while just to try and draw out as much moisture as I can, and then afterwards I use this Shu Uemura Nourishing Taming Overnight Serum. I love a good serum. I love a serum that I can leave in overnight and that doesn't leave any residue. So this is just like a repairing serum for dry hair, which my hair is quite dry at the ends because there is still quite a lot of bleach in my hair. I normally do 1 pump for each side of my hair, and I just work through the bottom half of my hair. And then the second product is also a Shu Uemura. God, I never know how to say it. Is it like Shu Uemura? I'm not sure. So this is the Essence Universal Balm for hair and skin. I've not tried it on my skin, but it's pretty much like a moisturiser for your hair, I'd say. I probably use about that much. I mean, I have incredibly thick hair that tends to drink up products like nobody's business. It just sucks everything up. So I do tend to use more product than brands recommend. Again, just leaving the root because I don't particularly want to weigh down my root with product, and when you've got thick hair, it's quite easy. It doesn't take much for your hair, for your roots to weigh down, because obviously you've got all of this hair like pulling it down. So I don't really want to pack loads of product on my root and then weigh it down even more. And then the third product I use is a heat protectant. So I haven't coloured my hair since, gosh, maybe October or November. I can hear Dean creeping behind me. Dean? Anyway, I haven't coloured my hair since about November time. I got it coloured just before we went to Australia. So it's been a good like 6 months since I coloured my hair, and I'm kind of just decided that I'm not going to colour it for a while now. I'm just going to leave it and just let the natural colour come through, and then eventually just keep cutting it so that the bleach disappears. So I'm trying to keep it in obviously the best condition I can. So I'm using a heat protectant, and I'm quite bad. I don't normally, but I know I should, and every time I go to the hairdressers she always says I should use a heat protectant. So the one I'm using is Kerastase Defense Thermique Anti-Hair Fall Fortifying Blow Dry Fluid. I will of course put all of these details below in case I'm talking too quickly. With this, again, it's just I just put it on the ends where there is a lot of damage. And I know 3 products might seem like quite a lot to put on your hair. I find that there's no residue in my hair the next day. There's no grease or anything like that, which is quite good.
Hello.
Hello. I've lost my train of thought now. Oh, and the next step, what I'll do is so my hair tends to retain water. Like it takes so long for my hair to dry. Every time I go see my hairdresser and she dries it, she's just like, why does this take so long? Your hair just doesn't want to dry. And it just retains water, and it's a bit of a pain to let it air dry because it just takes so long. Like I think it's like 11 o'clock now, and I bet if I left my hair to air dry by 5 or 6 it would still be damp. It just clings onto water so much. What I have to do, well, I don't have to do it, but what I do is I very gently will blow dry. I say blow dry, like I'm not doing a big blowout, I'm literally just like running a hairdryer over the underneath section and then just sort of through the top of the root here, and then I just let the bleach bits dry naturally. And what I do tend to do is kind of like I'll rough dry it all, and then I'll twizzle bits so that at least it sort of dries into a nice wave. The colour of the sky over the past few days has been incredible. I don't know if you're going to be able to see on camera, but some of the sunsets we've had over the past couple of days have been so nice, like proper pinky golden hues. Wow, my windows could really do with a clean. So nice to come in here at sort of like around 8 o'clock and just see the sky change colour as the sun sets behind these houses. I'm going to show you this to hold myself accountable for this mess, but also just to dispel any preconceived ideas that I live in this really tidy, minimal space and have a really minimal wardrobe, because it couldn't be further from the truth, really. The rest of the house is tidy, but this room, which I seem to just kind of like chuck stuff in and run away and shut the door, has become quite a dumping ground. Like this is my desk. This is where I'm supposed to do all my work. That's so bad, isn't it? Today I had in my mind planned that I was going to do part 3 of the Australia vlogs, and I just don't think I can sit there while all of this is behind me and feel at peace. So this has to be done. Like I have to get this sorted just for peace of mind. I'm so embarrassed by this, but I'm sure many of you have rooms like this in your house.
journalist and documentarian. That's my shorthand description for you. Are you happy with that?
That's fine. I don't really like that word. Americans use the word documentarian.
Okay.
And which I think is kind of an ugly word. I don't know why.
Whoa. What are you having now?
Journalist and documentary presenter.
Okay, I'll say journalist, documentary presenter, and podcaster Louis Carew.
Tattoo of Susie from Susie and the Banshees, another one of Lee Bowery, and another, I think, of Mark Bolan.
Just getting hold of the guests.
Great question. And
Thank
what
you.
was the concept of the podcast? Like,
Now,
because it's supposed to be talking to you about your favourite.
This is my hair, half naturally dried, half blow dried, and as you can see it's quite big as it is now, so when it dries 100% naturally it only gets bigger. The joys of having very thick hair. Gosh, it looks like spaniel ears. I have hit a wall, and it's as to be expected with these kinds of jobs. You start with the best intentions and think that a whole day organising a room and tidying up is going to be great, and then you hit the wall and you just think, why did I do this? Like, why did I bother doing this? And I just need to persevere. I need to keep going. I haven't got much more to do, but I'm still surrounded by a lot of mess, so I do need to keep going so that I can start using this room. And I know once I get this done, it will be great and I will actually enjoy sitting in here. I have stopped because of A, I've hit the wall, and B, I started clearing out my wardrobe, and that was never the intention because it didn't need clearing out, it's fine. But I just had a quick look through and thought, right, I'm going to pull out a few bits that I think need to come out, because there were a few things in there that I've acquired over the last 6 months that I'm not loving. I mean, I like them, but I'm not loving them and I'm not wearing them enough. So I thought, right, they need to come out. So because of that, I now have a pile of quite nice clothes that I would like to go to a new home, someone who will love them. And everything's in really good condition. Like, most of the stuff's only been worn like a handful of times, and like, there's some good stuff in here. There's a Arquette blazer, there's some ATP shoes, I think there's a totem skirt in there somewhere. I was kidding myself, I thought as a 5'3" person I could wear, but I sadly cannot. So yeah, as I was saying, I'd quite like them to go to I'd like someone else to have the opportunity to have these things and wear them and love them more so than I am. So I think I might put them on Depop, just because Depop is quite an easy platform to sell stuff on. Way easier than eBay, and I don't particularly like it when people do sales via Instagram stories. It just gets a bit boring. However, I don't particularly want to profit from any of this. I just would like to sell them, and then I think donate any of the money that I get from it to charity. So in light of that, I don't think I'm going to sell anything for more than like £30. I've got no interest in selling it for like big money, you know. I just want people to get themselves a bargain, and then this money can then go to charity. Now, over the past 8 weeks, people have been doing some incredible things for the NHS and raising absolutely astonishing amounts of money, which is amazing. However, I do wonder if there maybe might be some charities that still need help that have maybe been a bit forgotten about during all of this. I've seen some people do a few things like food bank charities. So this afternoon I'll do some research and figure out what charities maybe could do with some donations at the moment, and just see which ones I think would benefit. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll upload all of this stuff onto Depop so that it coincides with this vlog going up. So when you're watching this, you can click on the Depop link below, rather than me putting it on Depop now on a Tuesday and then putting this link up on Sunday, and then you can't buy any of it because it's all gone or whatever. So yeah, that sounds like a good plan, doesn't it? I feel like that's a good way to go about it. And right, I need to crack on. I need to get this done.
So where are you going on your holidays?
Not too much this weekend. I feel like we do this a lot.
Yeah.
How's my mullet looking now? That's mullety? Yeah, that's looking better. It's gonna be a shambles when it's all dried.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, I'm going to try and do like a small layering effect.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
layering, sorry, just so it's not blunt.
Oh, okay, you're going to go like that, do that thing, and they go... You cut up.
No, sometimes they do this, okay. And then they
Yeah. Yeah, and they go snip, snip, cut it, cut into the hair. You done?
I think so, yeah.
Get us a little mirror, show me the back.
Oh, do you want to see the back?
Yeah, show us the back, love.
Oh, I do. Bit dusty. We haven't had any customers for a while. Can you see the back there?
Wait, just do a tilt thing. Wait, go back that way. I can't see behind my head. Tilt it that, no, other way. Down. But what is all this?
That's the bit that he's shaving.
Well, go get the razor.
That's how the back looks.
Looks good.
Just maybe put a nice bit of texturising gum in there or paste.
Just some dust from when I next go to work. Yeah, delivery. Some delivery drivers are just like, well, mate, can't do it. And it's like, well, I mean, we've got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
Get your hand out now.
your hand out the way.
20 slabs later and we are done. They were so heavy, hence why we had to carry them all individually, and they're also quite big. Whew. I completely forgot we were doing garden stuff this week, so that's something interesting to add to the vlog this week. Forgot that delivery was even happening. So what you just saw was Dean and I carrying 20 huge garden slabs individually from the front of our house around to the back, like, gate entrance where our garden is. Because of social distancing measures, the guy who dropped them off couldn't give us a hand. He couldn't really do anything. He just had to leave them on the path. So yeah, I feel like that's my morning workout done. They were so heavy and my arms are so short in comparison to Dean's. I couldn't really carry them very well. Anyway, I'm going to show you the garden because I think, like many of us, because we're all spending so much time at home, it's giving us a lot of time to kind of sit and really look at the space that we're in, and I'm sure many people are thinking of things that they'd like to change. We spend so much time in our house, and in the summer we spend so much time in our garden, so we were planning to finish our garden anyway because we never finished it last summer, but I think being stuck at home has kind of spurred us on even more so to get it done. So yeah, that's the kind of like our plan over the next few weeks to kind of keep us busy, is to finish our garden. So through these bifold doors is our garden, and it's quite a long garden. I think it's over 90 foot long, so it's very, very long. We didn't actually realise how long it was because when we first bought the house everything was so overgrown we couldn't actually see to the very end of the garden. Anyway, the garden's kind of split into 4 different zones. So the first bit here is our seating area. It looks so much nicer when the sun's out. It's been raining, so it's a bit wet and drab looking. And then it's kind of like a seat with a planter built in. So we've got loads of grass here that is positively thriving at the moment. Then kind of like zone 2 is just a lawn area with another planter that we built here, but haven't actually planted anything inside it yet. And then zone 3 is what we're working on at the moment, which has kind of been a bit of a dead zone for a while. It was just shingled. There's Dean's painting studio at the end of the garden, and we realised that this end of the garden gets the sun in the height of summer. It gets the sun right up until about 8 p.m, so it's really nice to sit here and enjoy the end of the sun as it goes down. So we thought this would be a really nice spot in the garden to create almost like a slabbed area where we can have a proper table and chairs, because although we have this seating area down that end of the garden, it loses the sun quite quickly, and also it's not really the type of area that you would sit and eat at, and I really want a nice area where we can sit outside and dine. So this will all be slabbed, and then we'll have table and chairs on here, and then the border I'm hoping to plant loads of stuff all around the border. There'll be a slabbed path here, and then some more plants along here, and then we're not sure what we're going to do in the lead up to Dean's studio. Possibly have a little decked area, but yeah, we're just going to focus on this area over the next couple of weeks. I'm very excited. This is me trying a Cycle London Instagram yoga video, but failing miserably, as you will see. It was at this point I truly lost it and called it a day. One half done. One more half to go. We're on a roll, aren't we?
Yeah. How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun.
Crawling away, and I lay on my back trying to get away from today. I get lost in thoughts, dipping my feet in distant memories of old loves, of trials, of things I can't let go of, and I lay on my back, trying to get away.
It's going to look lovely with a dining table and chairs in the middle, and then we'll get some soil and put loads of plants and flowers around the edges, and then finish our fence, I think, to really... Oh god, it looks awful there. This camera really hates it when I try and film dark clothes, so I apologise if this is like really, looks really high contrasty and you can't see anything. I'll try edit it in post. Anyway, we're going to the garden centre today because they have announced that garden centres could open up safely last week. So while we're doing all these garden bits, we were like, great, now we can go to the garden centre. And I'm wearing a handbag and it feels really weird because I don't think I've worn a handbag for about 7 or 8 weeks now. I mean, whenever we go to the supermarket, I just take the shopping bags and have my phone and my purse in my pocket. But today I was like, oh, I could wear a handbag and put all of my things in a handbag. It feels very odd. Today I'm wearing a black short sleeve crew neck t-shirt from Arket, black leather belt with a silver buckle, also from Arket. Trousers are the navy ones from Depop again. I pretty much lived in these last week. They're such a good length on me. And Muji trainers, pretty much the trainers I live in. And Jill Sander bag. I think this is the medium knot bag. I don't know if you can see that. The crossbody strap is like a knotted leather. So fairly simple, but nice and comfortable. If anyone is interested in what scents I'm wearing at the moment, today's scent of choice is Byredo's Slow Dance. I can't remember the last time I wore perfume as well. I feel like I'm properly going out today. It feels ever so weird. Right, do you think we've got enough for the time being? Yeah. I've kind of gone for a consistent theme of white. Lots of white, lots of green. I hope we can get all of this in the car.
Yeah, we'll squash it in.
I'm very pleased with our garden centre haul, although now that we've unpacked it all, looking at the areas that we have to fill, I think this is going to be an ongoing project of filling around the slab area. But how nice are these? I'm not going to go through every plant and the name of them all because I'll be here forever, but we've got some grass, we've got a little eucalyptus here. These are called I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. No, I'm going to leave that one. And then we've got like this big I can't remember what this is called. Was it a Fantasia Japan? Oh, I cannot even.
Hang on. It's called that.
Fatsia, that was it. Fatsia Japan something. Fatsia Japonica. Okay, yeah, can't wait to get these all planted. And then this one here doesn't look like much, but it kind of grows into almost like a big pampas grass. So hopefully that will, like, it looks a bit mangy now. It looks a bit sorry for itself, but they had one planted in a planter and it had these big fluffy heads on it. Good strong start, I think. You showing off your pizza skills?
Yeah, look how nice that looks.
Oh, that does look nice.
Yours is the same but without the treats.
Have you made me a similar one?
Yeah, just no treats though on yours.
Thank you. I'm just started editing the vlog and I am pissing myself at that bit where I try and do the yoga. I cannot believe how bad I was at it and how much I lacked any flexibility or balance. Like, it was just embarrassing. So yeah, just sat here enjoying a glass of orange wine, and I wanted to share with you the wine that I'm drinking because if you are into natural wines, organic wines, especially orange wine, then I have a wine that I just really want to share because it is absolutely delicious. It is this from Valentina Passalacqua, I think that's how you pronounce it. I ordered this through a wine shop based in Leeds called Wayward Wines because I was really struggling to find somewhere where I could order some of my favourite wines from, some of my favourite natural wines, because that's the one thing we lack here in Norwich is a good wine shop. And so I was trying to find a nice independent that was delivering across the UK, and I came across Wayward Wines, and they had such a good selection, and they had this. Now this has been quite difficult for me to get hold of in the UK because it tends to go out of stock quite quickly, but oh, it is good. It, like, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but it's like this proper bright orange, like almost like kind of Lucozade orange. It's quite dry. If you're familiar with orange wine, you'll kind of know the general kind of taste of an orange wine, but this one is different because it's like dry, but it's really refreshing at the same time, which I find really bizarre for a wine, because a dry white wine for me tends to be something that I just sip on quite slowly. But this is quite easy to drink in the sense that I can drink it quite quickly, and it's very easy on the palate. Like, I wouldn't go as far as saying as I could gulp it down, but I can drink it a hell of a lot easier and quicker than like a normal sort of dry white wine, I guess. I'll be able to see the colour a bit better in the glass. I'm not a huge drinker, like I don't drink a lot of wine and alcohol in general, but I do like a good glass of like natural wine, especially orange wine. Oh, and I do like a margarita. I do like tequila. But yeah, I just thought maybe if people are into that kind of thing, that might be a nice share. Just for clarification, Dean didn't make the pizza from scratch. I realised in that last clip it looked like you'd made the whole pizza, but you just put mozzarella and toppings. These pizzas we get from our local bakery, and boy are they good. But we tend to just add some little bits on. So mine's got some extra basil and some avocado that gets put on after it's cooked. Obviously not in, you don't put the avocado on before you put it in the oven. Hello, I am currently sat on our slab just basking in the sun. We obviously don't have table and chairs yet because of everything that's going on. Lead time for furniture is really long at the moment. I think the table and chairs I was looking at was roughly about a 4 to 6 week lead time. So it's fine though. We're in May, so we've still got the whole of summer ahead of us. But it just means the slab will be empty for a few weeks. I think we might have to get the really shitty deck chairs that we've got, bring them out so we can at least sit on it and enjoy some of the sun. This morning I've been working. I don't normally work on a Sunday, but I had a job that was weather dependent, and I woke up this morning and saw blue skies and just thought I need to get out there and get shooting immediately while I've got the chance. So I've been doing that this morning, and now I'm here, and I thought I'd update you because yesterday we didn't actually plant any of the plants we bought because we realised that we need a colossal amount of soil to fill around the slab area, and it would mean we would just be buying bags and bags and bags of soil from the garden centre. So Dean suggested, using his builder connections, that we actually order it through like a trade centre and just get like a ton of soil delivered on a truck to us. So that is what we're going to try and organise this week, because it would be so much easier and it would work out a lot cheaper if we did it this way. But I'll show you what I did, because I did kind of place the plants where I want them to go. I put the flowers down the side here. I do think I've placed them far too close together, but I just wanted to put them there just to see what it would look like to have them in that sort of arrangement and how they would look down this side of the slab. And over this side I've put the bigger bushier plants, because I've got an image of this corner just kind of being this big green luscious looking corner. Also, these plants we bought specifically because they can survive in shade and partial shade. So you can see here this corner, this whole side gets quite a lot of shade. So yeah, these plants will do quite well in this area, but I can't wait for it to be just like this real big luscious wall of green. And oh, a lie actually, we did plant something yesterday. We popped this one in this planter because this plant does quite well in shade as well, and then we put the grass here, and I've left quite a gap in the middle there because this plant can grow, like it can get really big. We saw one in the garden centre that had really grown quite large, so I've left a gap there. And the same with the grass tends to grow quite large. I mean, you can see here where these grasses here, these started off really small and now they're huge. So hopefully in the next few months they'll all start to flourish and it'll start to look a lot fuller. And then we had a mint that was looking ever so sorry for itself in the kitchen, so we've just popped it here to see if it will come back to life. We've also got a really big mint here as well. So yeah, not much progress yesterday, but I think this is going to be an ongoing project over the next month or so, I'd say. And you can see here that we do need to get a lot more plants. Oh, I just popped the eucalyptus down here in the little pampas thing. I'm not sure where I want them to go because I anticipate the eucalyptus will eventually get quite big, so I want it to have its own space that it can really grow into. Same with this grass as well. I think that will get quite big eventually. I had quite a few questions this week on Instagram about our garden and what it looked like, and for any garden inspiration, but as you can see it's quite a work in progress for us, so not a hell of a lot of inspiration for you, but a journey that I will take you along as we keep adding to it and developing it. In the meantime, I'm going to try and sow these seeds. I think that's the right term, isn't it? Sow seeds. You can tell I'm not very green fingered. I got sent these from this brand called, I want to say that is maybe pronounced Grain or Grayen. How nice is the packaging? Such lovely imagery. I'll definitely keep these once I'm done because they would make really nice prints just popped up on a little shelf or something. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not very green fingered, so I'm not holding out much hope. But how hard can this be? Like, I need to just put them in a pot with some soil and make sure I water them and put them in the correct place. I think I'm going to sign the vlog off here because we don't really have anything else planned for the rest of the day. I think we're just going to potter around, have a bit of a lazy Sunday afternoon, and then probably go for a bike ride if the sun stays out. So yeah, it seems like a good time to sign this one off. I haven't really spoken too much about how I've been feeling this week because I've kind of been doing things to sort of distract my mind but not engage it too much in a way. Like, I am lacking so much motivation still, and I do have a lot of flat feelings and I do feel like I'm still pulling myself through mud. But this week I feel like I've just been doing tasks that don't force me to engage my brain loads, but they distract me from overthinking and getting anxious about things. So for example, watching Gossip Girl, trying the yoga, doing the gardening, kind of going for a run, like those things are really good in order to just like stop me from overthinking and stop me from getting worked up and upset about things. So yeah, there's been a lot of doing, and I've tried not to get too overwhelmed by anything this week. I did want to say a huge thank you firstly for the warmest welcome that I've had returning to video. I mean, whenever I put myself out there in video form, I always am so anxious about the response, but I am nothing but full of gratitude after the warm welcome that I received. I'm just so overwhelmed by the amount of messages that I received, and a massive thank you to anyone who's messaged me in regards to how they're feeling. I feel extremely humbled that I have a community here that feels like they can reach out and just message in such an open and friendly way about how they're feeling. So many people have reached out and just said, yep, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like this. And although I would never ever wish like that kind of feeling on anyone, and I don't want people to be feeling rubbish, it does give me a real sense of, I guess, reassurance that just so many people are feeling the same, and so many people are having the same thoughts and the same struggles. So yeah, just a massive thank you. And I've tried, I mean, that message request folder on Instagram is a bit of a beast, and it's a full-time job for me to get through that folder, but I do skim read a lot of the messages and I try and respond to as many as I can. But if I haven't, I do apologise, but I see most of the messages there, and yeah, just feel extremely full of just gratitude. My heart is warmed, and I just Hope that everyone else has maybe had a bit of a better week this week. If you haven't, no worries. Like, we are literally just going through the ebbs and the flows of this at the moment, and I can't thank you enough for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.